you would put me onto this Tesla getting into the humanoid robotics.
Let's get this going.
So
Oh shit.
so I've got a different part on it, but from what I saw, from what he's saying, is
Mhm.
basically they were at the AI convention. He's like, "Yeah, we're doing this. Oh, we're actually gonna create a humanoid robot.
Oh, by the way,
and then
fucking
I'm
robots.
gonna have a truck coming out next week." And it was like, "Okay, wait. Can you take a pause for a second? You're gonna create a human robot
Yeah.
that nobody else can do.
Yeah.
Everybody's been trying to do this, and you're like, I'm just gonna try this now."
It's literally, by the way, fucking robots.
Yeah.
Anyways, spaceships.
And then like I saw a
Wow.
quote that him and then a bunch of other robotics agreed that like Tesla is technically the biggest robotic company in the world.
Yeah, well, they're
Because
the
of-
biggest data source
Yeah.
company in the world. They have more data than any other company combined, basically, right?
Yeah,
That's why they're so far ahead.
Do you know more info on the actual robot he's trying to make?
Yeah, he's fucking out to lunch. Nothing like that has ever been made. The Boston Dynamics, which is like the most advanced robotics company, I guess,
Yeah.
at this point, has been working on two robots for the past decade, the like humanoid version and the dog version. Everyone's seen both of those.
Yeah.
They're pretty archaic when it comes to
Clunky.
like robotics and everything like that. So it's fair to assume that the technology Tesla has the ability to make something more advanced than the Boston Dynamics humanoid robot. But how sleek they had that thing designed is just like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like it's possible, but like nothing even similar has ever been made.
It's gonna be like how they had the concept truck, and then when they brought the real one out, and it looked like it was from Minecraft. Like it was just like, all like angles and shit.
Now, was this the same like thing? I think I saw a video of that like guy comes out in like the robot costume and then he starts breakdancing.
No, I don't think so. No, this was
no.
like he was taking it seriously.
Oh, you're probably talking about Jake Paul's.
What?
Jake Paul has his own robot.
Oh God, I don't even want to hear about that.
It's badass if you ever see it.
Okay,
Nope,
no.
nope.
but,
I'm
keep
staying
going.
on Tesla. But no, so he's talking about how he's like, because Elon is like all about AI. He's like, yo, this shit is serious. We like, haven't you seen the fucking movies? Like, this stuff can kill us, so we have to take it serious. So
This
he's
shit
like,
could kill us.
the selling features on this robot are like, you can overpower it. It's like 5'7", so it's not that tall. It's kind of slender, and those are like its features, so that like if need be, you can kill it. And
We're
like
creating
it's like
a little baby boy.
yeah. So it's like it's kind of weak, and it can just do like menial tasks. And at the end of the day, if it were to like try and create an uprising, you can just kill it. And that was like, oh yeah, so we got that
So
part.
basically
figured
I
out.
that-
love how paranoid he is about that fact that he's literally like preparing.
He's the
to
one-
be a little
yeah.
hobbit.
So
Yeah.
basically, that Will Smith movie, iRobot. But he's like, I saw what happened in that fucking
Yeah.
movie. These
Yeah.
guys are gonna be short. They
Yeah.
can't jump.
Yeah.
Short and weak.
They can't jump. Can't
Fuck that
run.
thing up.
Yeah.
That's it.
So I mean, like, hey, we'll see. I'm sure it'll happen. We'll see, because that's like definitely a concept, and it was very sleek.
Okay.
But man, we'll
Can
see.
I take you guys on a journey that my
Oh,
mind took
I
when I
love
started
journeys.
seeing these robots? So,
Okay, let's go.
so I'd seen this a couple years ago in a show, but so they have robotic exoskeletons
Mhm.
in major companies like Hyundai and Ford. They've developed them so basically for mechanics and workers, you have like an upper body one that can make it so you can lift more
Yeah.
without straining your body. So like a mechanic could work underneath a truck for 8 hours without
Yeah.
his shoulders killing,
Yeah.
and then
It's Iron
one's
Man
for your
suit.
legs where you can
Yeah.
sit and it's not you're not sitting
It's
in a
probably safe
squat.
to assume it was probably designed for like army applications, and now it's hitting
Yeah,
civilian.
yes, yeah. What
scenarios,
we're allowed to see, this is where it was being used.
Yeah.
So my mind goes, if you take those and then you go to Tesla. Tesla's always working on the same vehicles because they only have their brand, the same parts. They don't have aftermarket, and in the same facilities. You take the automation, because the autonomous driving in the cars, it's all updating immediately all the time. Every time a car goes down a certain road, it's a new road that no other Teslas went down. It updates every car to see that map, and now they know that's an area they can go to. To take that technology and add it into the exoskeletons and have every person working in a Tesla factory wearing these, and now every time that they change the oil, every time they do whatever, it's updating to show this is how your arm movement would go, this is how you do this is how you do that. You do that enough times, that exoskeleton might have the exact roadmap to do any kind of job onto those vehicles. Now it's a long stretch to
No,
say that
so
he's done this.
I agree that we have the technology to do that, but we have robots already capable of doing more advanced movements than people anyways. But
But what I'm meaning is that it would if you were to do this, now you're able to take the because the thing is autonomy for the robots. So if you're able to create a human robot that can work as a pit crew for Tesla, basically,
Mhm.
now you can if they can make that work and have the technology fully developed, that can move on to any kind of labor intensive thing.
Yeah, so if staying on track with robotics, what they do have is because it comes down to like when do you need a robot? It's either you're automating something or you're putting it somewhere where people can't really be.
Or you're lazy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
automation. It's just you don't need a person there or you can't get a person there. So for the things where it's like you can't get a person there, you're just creating things as efficiently as possible. But
Mm.
for things where you need to mimic human motion, they have actual robots where you're essentially putting on VR goggles and you have hands, and you're like, I think it's in like Japan or something like that, where there's this robot that moves and like stocks all the shelves, and it's actually a person sitting at home, like
Yeah.
doing all this shit and everything, right? Um, so yeah, it's pretty
So
trippy, but
yeah, in
it's
my mind for this, that's the biggest thing when I was trying to look this up is that uh changing it from because they've got all the robotic technology to create the shell, but they
mhm.
always need human intelligence to actually
Yeah.
operate it.
So I think
So if you can mimic the human intelligence
so
through
through
autonomy
machine
or whatever.
learning, you could create algorithms where the machine would track the movement of human hands and try and learn why it would or specifically do things in a certain fashion
Mhm.
versus what the computer would think to be the most efficient fashion.
Yeah.
And it could cross reference those two things and figure out why humans do certain things. So within machine learning, there are ways that like robots can kind of learn from us through just tracking that data and everything.
Mhm.
But even beyond taking that a step further, Neuralink, they've literally done studies with it where it's an actual computer chip in your brain, and they have like a live graph or something like that on a computer, and there's like a what the fuck is it? It's something like a pig on a treadmill or something like that, and they can actually like you see these stick figures on a computer screen of like what the computer assumes are legs, and it's moving
Yeah.
exactly where the pig legs are moving, and it's like tracking the exact precise data because there's a chip in its
Wow.
brain that's able
Yeah.
to
That's wild.
calculate the neurons or some shit.
Now, I have a question, Kyle.
Yeah.
You're talking about exoskeletons, right?
Yeah.
And you said it was like only upper body and only lower body?
I there it's those are the two main ones that I just like they have the middle so that you kind of keep your core strength as
Yeah,
well.
I do
It's
know
just
they have full human exoskeletons or
gonna
something
say,
like
like-
that. Like it's a thing.
I feel like you need like a full Iron Man suit because I feel like
The
half
the bottom half would support the top half.
exactly
I would
because
think.
like if you're like I don't know, let's say you had just the upper body and you were like, let me push on something harder than I normally can push. Well, it's always the weakest part is gonna break first. So if it's not the wall, it's your ankles. Your ankles are
Well,
supporting
there are like exoskeletons that are like not even battery powered or anything, and that kind of relates to like in the film industry, the big steady cams that people have, where it's like this huge waist belt that goes all the way up your back, and then it's this like arm that pops out, and it's held on like springs and counterweights and everything like that, and it's whatever is holding it is completely weightless. So they have other versions of that where it's like two arms and things, and I've seen a video once where someone kind of converted that into an exoskeleton. So it's meant for cameras. It had two big arms, and they kind of created some sort of contraption where it connected to their hands, and they were able to like pick things up heavier than they should be. And it was still only connected through his waist, and he was able to pick up like a couple 100-pound objects or something like that.
That's
And it was like he
intense.
was really struggling, but he was able to do it, and it was only strapped around his waist, from what I believe.
That's
It was
intense.
pretty impressive, yeah. And it was no electronics or anything. It was just counterbalanced and everything like that.
It's
And
pretty serious.
for all
business.
these reasons, like the Neuralink, the automated driving, the just the vision of Elon Musk in general,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he could easily be the first one that can actually make a semi-autonomous person.
Oh, probably.
Like the way that
Yeah.
he displayed it, and he's like, I'm just gonna make a regular
Yeah.
person.
Just by the
I
way,
feel like that's like when you have that kid at math that's just unreal.
yeah.
And then when the teacher says, "Can you show your work?" He's like, "No, I'm not going to do that. Why would I do that? I know
Yeah.
the answer already." That's what Elon Musk just did to us. He's like,
Yeah.
"I know how to do it. I know there's all this stuff that you dummies are going to try and like figure out how to do. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done that." This is my human.
Yeah.
Look at it. He's 5'7".
You can beat him up if you want.